Well, I'm probably not gonna have very many plans this month, so... Hello again team, it's Jess or JashiiCorrin and welcome back for another video. In today's video, I'm going to be going through 35 ideas for filling up a monthly calendar, in particular for when you don't have a lot of plans. Some of these can be used to fill individual days when you don't have a lot going on, and some of these could technically be made into separate collections just by themselves. As per usual though, any of the equipment I use in setting up this one is linked in the description box below. Getting it right out of the way, of course you can fill your monthly log with plans. This is done by writing out any events or appointments that you have going on that day, and typically I like to write these out with a small color-coded circle beside them that I can check off once I either attend that event or otherwise. Next we've got trackers and logs. I've kept this intentionally vague because there are really just so many that you could do. This could be things like habit trackers, steps trackers, a meal log, health log, exercise log, or anything else really. And there are plenty of ways that you could fill this in on your monthly log as well. The example I have here is a bar graph with little icons to represent mood, water intake, steps, productivity, screen time, sleep, and anything else. The next one I've got is meal planning, and I've put this one separate from the meal log because of the way you fill it in. While in a meal log you write down the foods you did consume, a meal plan is where you write down what you intend to consume. Number 4 is gratitude. Of course, especially when life is difficult, writing down the things we're grateful for is really important, and it can be really helpful to lift our moods. This could be done as just plain writing, or could include doodles and pictures. Along with writing your events in your monthly log, you can also write tasks you want to do. The difference between that and a to-do list is that instead of writing out a list of things you need to do, which again is a perfectly good way to use a monthly log, what you can do is write out a list of the things you did do by the end of the day. Up next we have spending, or really just money tracking in general. This could be a list of either the things you spent money on or earned money from, or it could just be the totals for the day. Of course, this is called a bullet journal, so another way you can fill space is by journaling. This could be done either with daily prompts, or like the next idea I have, this could be done instead as a little summary of what happened that day. Number 9 is similar, except that it just focuses on the best memory from that day. Again, this could be filled with writing or more decoratively with doodles. Up next we have daily reflection. This is something that I'm pretty big on, and in particular I like to consider my intentions for the day, any successes that I had, and any challenges that I faced. Of course, a great way to fill space anywhere in your journal is with doodling. This could be done as part of a monthly prompt list, or just whatever you felt like at the time. Next we have the Q&A a day idea. This one is done typically by using a prompt list of questions that you answer, either about yourself or your thoughts or your life, and you just write in the answer and the question if you'd like for each day. Number 13 is closely related to number 11, but for those of us who either find doodling difficult or want something a bit faster. Stickers are a great way to fill in space in your journal quite quickly and easily. Following this is a dream log. This could either be for actual dreams had while sleeping, or more of a someday maybe type thing. I don't often remember what my dreams are too long after I wake up, but I think it would be interesting to see if there were any recurring themes or ideas. Up next we have a word of the day. This could either be a word that describes the day or something about it, or it could be a way to broaden your vocabulary. The Merriam-Webster Online Dictionary has a word of the day which gives a definition and examples. Going along with that idea, you could also use the space to write down something you learnt that day. For instance, did you know that the hashtag is actually called an octothorpe? Taking things from the opposite direction, rather than writing something you learnt, you could instead write something that you've always wondered about. This could also include a box to tick it off once you've found yourself a satisfactory answer. Up next we have a quote of the day. This could be a famous or motivational quote, or it could just be something funny that you or a friend said that day. The one I have here is, it's not who you think you are that holds you back, but who you think you're not. Number 19 is similar to number 1, but instead of just taking your events and appointments down in written form, to fill more space and add more decoration, you can include doodles to go along with these. This is related to the concept of sketchnoting, which is really just visual note-taking. Blank space is a great excuse to practice your lettering. You could do this either with an individual letter or word, or you could change it up daily, and you could either do this by practicing the same lettering style or different ones. Up next, we have something that I'm calling tiny steps. This is just recording the small things you did each day to work towards your goals. For instance, maybe you have a goal around relaxation and reducing stress, and maybe one of your tiny steps could have been taking some time out to have a bubble bath. If you had a goal around physical fitness, maybe your tiny step could be about increasing the intensity of your workout, or the number of reps you did for a certain exercise. If you had a goal about social connection, you could list the people that you reached out to that day. This type of record could also be a tiny wins section, or maybe tiny progress. For number 22, we have the song of the day. Doesn't really need an explanation, but it could either be the number 1 on the charts that day, or a song that really captured your attention, or something else. This one we have here is in particular for people who are trying to branch out and try new things. Writing down something new you tried that day, and whether you did or didn't like it, is another way you can fill blank space. Up next, we have bright ideas. This involves either coming up with something or finding out about something that relates to improving on an old system, or maybe is something new that you want to try, etc. For our next one, we have monthly challenges. Now, there are plenty of different monthly challenges that you can try that are related to a seemingly endless number of things. The example that I'm using here would likely be related to a decluttering or cleaning monthly challenge. Number 26 is similar to something I did back in April of 2019, but the idea behind it is that each day you write down one thing that describes you, so whether that be an adjective or a title or something else. Try and keep it positive. This is not supposed to be an idea that you can use to get all negative Nelly on yourself. For instance, here I write down strong, you could write down brave, confident, pretty. If you get stuck, ask a friend. Often they're much more able to see the goodness in us than we are ourselves. For those of us who post to social media and like to plan what needs to be done for this, one of the ways that you could use a monthly log would be as an editorial calendar. On there you can schedule what you want to post and when, and the tasks you need to do in the lead up to posting that content. Number 28 is a project planner. For this one, you would be using your monthly log as a way to track the tasks required on one larger overarching project or goal. You'd be able to use this calendar to map out what steps need to be taken and when, to make sure that you actually made the progress that you wanted across the entire month. Up next, we have stats tracking. Now, this could be for anything that is recorded numerically. The examples that I've put here are social media followings and gamer score/trophy counts, but this could also be for things like weight loss or miles traveled. There's a lot of examples, I'm not going to list all of them. What you can also do here is record a change in that value since the last time you tracked it. So whether that be since yesterday or the day before last, it just depends on what you're tracking and how often you track it. Number 30 is similar to our tiny steps idea, but instead it's reserved for the bigger stuff, things like your long-term milestones or checking off long-term goals. Likely you won't hit a larger milestone every day for each of your goals, but recording all the milestones you have for all of your goals on one monthly log could be used to fill in some space. Up next, we have daily affirmations. These work on the idea that we are what we think, and the more you tell yourself something, the more it manifests itself. You could pick one affirmation per day, or you could write down the same one each day, essentially kind of like a mantra. For number 32, we have something that made me smile that day. Similar to the gratitude idea, it's always good to look for the positive in each day, and writing something down that made you smile or brought you joy, no matter how small, over time this can help make you better able to notice the positive in each day. Similar to the stickers idea, this next one is photographs and pictures. If drawing isn't really your thing, you could fill the space by printing out and sticking in a photo from the day or some other decorative picture. Also related to that one, you could use washi tape or even just a block of colour as well. Number 35. Of course, you don't have to stick to just one thing. You could fill the empty space with any combination of these ideas or anything else you like. Alrighty, and that's where I'm going to leave it for today. Some of these likely won't be suitable for you and your situation, but hopefully you got some ideas. If you had any ideas of ways we can fill our monthly logs for the month coming, please do drop them in the comments below. I'm sure that, like me, there are quite a few other people out there at the moment wondering what they're going to do with their regular monthly log. As always, thank you for watching, team. If you like this video, please do give it a big thumbs up. And if you wanted to see more from me, feel free to go check out one of my other videos. Until next time, bye!